All right, welcome to the Lockdown Lowdown. I'm Dev Sahni, and joining me today is a man so oozing with masculinity and sauce that his pictures are often stolen and used on dating websites by men pretending to be him. It's David Adeleye. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I love that introduction. I love it. I love it.
Tell me about this, because I just saw it pop up on your Insta the other day saying, like, report him, he's not me.
Yeah. You know what? I kept getting sent photos, and I'm like on different sort of dating apps, and I'm like, it's not me. And then I had a few females contact me on Instagram saying, "Oh, look, that explains a lot." Like I was talking to somebody, and they said that we meant to be meeting up, and this is the number that I was talking to. I was like, look, like, apologies, but it's not me. Then there was a new app I think called I forgot what called Hinge. I was like, I didn't even know
Right.
what that is.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah, I just keep getting sent it, like, and just saying, look, this is the person. And sometimes they use my real details because it's easy to kind of access my details online. But and then sometimes they just use my photos and then fake details. But I
That's
mean, I'm
it. I
not
mean,
gonna.
are you drawing the positives from that? I mean, that's quite a compliment, isn't it? That there's guys out there not comfortable putting their own picture up, but happy just putting yours up to entice females or males.
Yeah, I mean, it must be a positive, shouldn't it? I mean, I got to take every positive out of a negative. But you know what it is? It's more funny. I just hope the person's not doing nothing crazy because I don't want it to kind of, people to be looking at me like, oh, that's David. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm
That's
not on
it.
no dating apps. I've said it on my Twitter. I've said it on my Instagram. I'm only on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and that is literally it. So
That's it. So beware the fake David Adeleye profiles.
exactly.
The man is not. I mean, are you looking for love? I mean, if you, we'll talk about that another time. But whether you are or not, they shouldn't be using your picture if they're not you.
That's
Um,
it. Exactly.
so we saw you fight the fight before Christmas, December 21st, Copperbox Arena. You
Yeah.
made pretty quick work of that, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I loved it. I kind of went out there all guns blazing as soon as the fight started, just to show these guys and put them on notice. But yeah, I loved the experience. You only get one debut, so I enjoyed it.
Would you do anything different?
Nothing. Probably not take them shots that I got caught with, but it is. To be fair, I don't mind getting hit. You can't go out in the ring and not expect to get wet. Um, when I spar and stuff, I don't mind getting hit. It's part of the game, so
Yeah,
that's what I'm involved in.
I've talked to a few boxers before after they've made their pro debut, and the thing that I often hear back is, do you know what? I actually can't really remember too much of it. I can watch the tape of it and then remember it, but it's actually a blur when I think back. Is it a blur to you, or can you remember it?
Now I remember it, pretty vividly as well. I remember my Frank Greaves was telling me, you only get one debut. You're gonna get 1,000 more title shots and whatnot, 1,000 fights, but you only get one debut. So suck it all up and make sure you enjoy it. So I remember you coming into my changing room just beforehand and whatnot. I mean, I remember it all. So I was loving it.
And since that, you went over to Vegas. You were sparring Tyson Fury. How much do you think you've benefited from being around Tyson Fury?
A lot, you study the game from a different perspective, and when you talk to somebody at the top of the game, whatever they're saying is clearly working for them. So I took it into like my own sort of arsenal and tried to implement it into my style and take the positives of what he was telling me and trying to use a lot of my attributes to my advantage. It was more compliments. Like I'm a fast learner and I'm a strong, I'm a strong heavyweight and fast. So just more based on focusing on them sort of things. What he was telling me, using that to my sort of advantage. Like, all right, cool. He said I'm fast. How do I become fast, or how do I perfect my timing? He said I'm strong. How do I make myself strong in these sort of times and whatnot?
It was Andy Lee and Sugar Hill as well. I saw you were doing pads and doing
Yeah,
some technical stuff with them as well. You
yeah, yeah,
looked
yeah.
like you were really learning out there.
Proper learning. I mean, credit to both trainers. Had a lot of time for me, so they both took me on the pads for weeks on end and taught me a lot as well.
Now you're back on Frank's first show, post-pandemic, July 10th at BT Sports Studio. From what you learnt out there in Vegas, are we going to see anything different?
Yeah, you'll see some different things. I think you'll see a better boxing ability as well. Picking my shots a bit more, but what you won't see different is the knockout. That's definitely going to come. So yeah, yeah.
You like your knockouts, didn't you?
You got to the heavyweight game. I mean, is what they want to see.
in the next 12 to 18 months, is there anyone that you've got your eyes on the sort of domestic scene?
Not necessarily. There's a few heavyweights that are on the domestic scene that I look at and I think, you know what, this will be a good little matchup for me, and I'd love to get in there with him. But I just let it play out, and I leave that to the promoter, my manager, and let them make their decisions. But in terms of looking for any of them, I don't really do that. I just focus on myself, and what's written can't be changed. I stay in my own lane, and when it's my time, I'm sure it will come.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people getting in your lane, getting in your way. If you want to get to the titles. I was looking at, I was seeing people like ranked above you on BoxRec right now. There's guys like Cash Ali. Obviously, you've only had one fight, but Tom Little, guys like that, and you'd back yourself handily, I'd imagine.
Yeah, facts and figures. Seriously, I'd put myself in the very top in the division, and especially in the country. So, these other people don't really see them as a problem. Credit to them, though. I'm not here to mug them off, but yeah, I just see myself above.
Before the whole pandemic happened, obviously there was going to be Dubois Joyce April the 11th at the O2. You were going to be on that show as well. I understand that you and Daniel Dubois were actually sparring in the build up to that. Is that right?
Yeah. We did some good rounds. It was actually my last spar, and then I think the day later they actually announced the fight was going to be postponed. So yeah.
So how many rounds are we talking about? And was this the first time that you'd got in the ring together since you were kids? And you told me, I think it was Dale Youth used to smash each other's heads in.
Yeah. It was a good spar, kind of like back in the days. We literally went down to the gym. I went down to Peacock, so we got some good rounds. And I remember Martin Bowles was just saying afterwards, that first spar was kind of like you guys going at it. So it was good. There's probably going to be many more to come. He's going to need the work. I'm going to need the work. So it'll be a load more coming.
What's that like then? Because you're both around the same age. This is so different to you sparring the number one heavyweight in the world in Tyson Fury. Daniel Dubois is obviously ahead of you at the moment. He's had 14, 15 fights. But you're around the same age. You came up the same way. You're two young, hungry lions. Are there cool heads, or do you just go at it?
I think we both tried to make a statement, He's trying to show that he's better than me. I'm trying to show I'm better than him. So we kind of just go at it. And I think, was it the first minute of the first round, I think Martin Bowles, my coach, was just like, listen, get to boxing, because we was both trying to show our muscles. And then we just kind of thought, let's get back to the jabbing. So, we feel like we both got points to prove.
I've seen Dubois spar, and often he's looking at his sparring partners like their food. And I'd imagine it's the same with you.
I look at my sparring partners like their food. I don't know if my sparring partners look at me like that, but I definitely look at them like that.
Do you give it your all then, knowing that it's Daniel Dubois and it's probably a future fight down the line? Do you hold something back, knowing I don't want to give him everything, or do you just go all in?
No, I don't give him all. I didn't even like to give my all in sparring. Some sparring partners, you call them in and you want to work on certain things. So the aim is to kind of like learn and grow, so to blow them out of the water. So I went down there, and of course my coach was telling me already, like, look, you even got to go out there and put everything on the line. So it was just more learning certain things. Okay, then this is what he's doing, or this is not what he's doing, and this is what I can land. And so the aim is not to just land every shot with bad intentions. It's just to make sure you're in range and you're out of range, or try land this shot. Whatnot.
When that fight does eventually happen, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, what's your thoughts on that?
Tough fight, seriously. That's a fight I can actually say I don't know. I think that's the sort of fight you see. You see the winner after the first round. You see how the first round plays out, and then from there you kind of dictate, okay, the fight's probably going to go this way. But they're both strong boys, both big boys. Daniel's got the youth. Joyce has got the experience. They both bang hard. It'd be a very interesting fight. I'd like to know when it happens. So, it'd be good.
So tell me, Tyson Fury said some really nice things about you from when you were out in sparring. The stuff that you've mentioned, you're a quick learner. He said you're tough and strong. One of the things he said to me really stood out. He said you were like Dillian Whyte 10 years ago. That's what you remind him of. What do you think of that?
I don't think he meant skill-wise. So I think he meant in the terms of, because every time I used to walk into the gym, I used to always ask to kind of get in there first. I used to love fighting. And, you know, everyone knows Dillian for having a lot of bottle. I used to just say, look, get me in there. And, you know, there's certain time Tyson would do a certain amount of rounds, and I'm like, look, let me do the most rounds today. You know, I'd pull Sugar Hill, like, look, can I do this today? And can I do these amount of rounds? And he'll say, look, Tyson's only doing this amount of rounds. I'm like, all right, cool, can I be the person to do it with him? So I think there was a time when Tyson was just like, bloody hell, Dave, like, you really want to fight me, don't you? I was just like, look, you called me here to spar, so I'm just here doing my job, do you know what I mean? And I want to stay as active as possible. So he started loving it. So I think that's where that actually analogy came from.
Have you sparred Dillian White? I know you've sparred pretty much everyone.
I haven't sparred Dillian. I think at the time I was meant to. I think like last year, but it never came. So I'm sure it'll happen probably soon though. So I haven't sparred Dillian myself. But.
Yeah, you seem to spar everyone. I mean, Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, Hughie Fury. You've done them all, so I'd imagine White would be on your list before long.
Yeah, it'll be good to see where you know how I do with these boys, to see where I rank and whatnot. See how I cope with them and see how they cope with me. It'll be really good.
Frank Warren, your promoter, has been very glowing in his endorsements of you. How are you finding working with Frank?
Good, you know, Hall of Fame promoted the greats back in the days. I mean, it's humbling. It's humbling. It's real good. And, you know, I get these opportunities that I got now to fight, you know, like in 3 weeks' time and whatnot. You can't really go wrong, can you?
And what do you think about this fighting behind closed doors thing? Because your debut, your fans came like in their numbers. That was really noticeable. The roar when you won, the roar when you were announced, and the roar when you were punching your man's head in. Well, how are you going to cope with that then? There,
I'm not fast, to be fair. Honestly, you know, a lot of people say, but I'm seriously not fast. You know, I spar behind closed doors. I train by myself. I hit the bags by myself. I'm not, you know, I just come from the amateurs, so I wasn't used to the big crowds anyway. So having the big crowds there was lovely. I loved it. I was like getting used to it. But having my next fight behind the closed doors doesn't really change anything, because I come from the amateurs when nobody was basically there anyway.
So you're used to it. No problem for you. You're just seeing a target in front of you.
Exactly that. I mean, the ring doesn't change. You know, if the ring changed to like a triangle or something, then maybe I'd be like, whoa, but it's still going to be a ring, so I'm fine.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the studio set up yet, but if I do get any sort of word that it's going to be a triangle, I will let you know in advance.
Make sure you phone me. Yeah.
I'll let you know. I saw a social media post you put out the other day. It was you looking, well, I can only describe as hella hench. You know, you were posing, you're doing all of that, and it just said, "I see you, all heavyweights." Yeah. What did you mean by that?
You know, because I see a lot of people in the mix, a lot of heavyweights, they're coming through right now, and I think a lot of these people get into the game for the wrong reasons, and a lot of them don't have the skill sets to kind of match them. A lot of these heavyweights now, they got the size, but they ain't got nothing else. They ain't got the bottle, or they ain't got the skills. So I was just saying, look, I see what you guys are doing. I'm seriously coming, you know. Like I said, I stay in my lane, but whoever's in my lane is seriously going to get, you know, dealt with. So I see everyone, and I see all of these up-and-coming heavyweights, and I see all of these heavyweights that are there already. I see all of these title fights that these people are having. So I see them all.
Why are you different to all of them then, David?
I just think I'm hungrier, and I'm no 7 foot heavyweight. I'm no big unit heavyweight, but I feel like I'm very fast. I'm agile. When it comes to athleticism, I've got a lot of, you know, athletic ability, and my ability is way better than a lot of theirs. So I think I just use that to my advantage. Well,
we're looking forward to seeing it on July 10th. Big stage for you. BT Sports Studio, live on BT Sport. You're one of the 5 fights. Before I let you go, I've got to get a heavyweight opinion on Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. If that fight, you know, we've heard, it's done, but, you know, when it does happen, they're in the ring. How do you see that one going?
I seriously do not know. That again is another fight I see that, you know, you see the winner after the first round, you just be like, all right, then I see the fight swinging this way. But, you know, they both got attributes, and they both got skills, and, you know, they both got advantages and disadvantages. So that's a fight I'd love to watch just as a fan, you know, just to sit back, put my feet up and say, damn, like, well, no, this is going to be a good experience.
So the 2 predictions you've given me today are, I don't know, I'll know after the first round.
Literally, no, literally. In terms, see, I think I could give you more of an answer with Joyce and Dubois than I could with Fury and Wilder. So with Fury and Joshua, I seriously do not know who wins that. But in terms of Dubois and Joyce, like I said, I couldn't give you an answer. But if I had to choose, I'd say Dubois.
Could you name me your top 5 heavyweights in the world?
Right now,
Yeah.
active. The top 5 heavyweights that I think are best right now, I'd say Fury, Wilder, Joshua, Ruiz. I'd probably put Usyk up there as well.
He's sort of the man in the shadows, isn't he? We don't quite know what he's
Exactly.
got.
Don't know yet because he hasn't really been there. But as an amateur, he boxed at super heavyweight, so it's not out of the norm for him. He knows what he's in with.
All right. So July 10th, what can we expect from David Adeleye?
A very good interesting fight. Don't want to say too much, but yeah, I mean, I back myself all the way, so he's a definite win.